a question here that says, when you compare ancient skulls to modern ones, what's the single most striking difference most people don't know about?
I would say anyone who has had a course or understands cephalometrics, this is the one thing that I've not only learned in my work with Mariana Evans at the Penn Museum and Janet Monge, our the curator, is that I've looked at museums all over the world, archived, skeletons and collections. Is at this point under your nose, okay, called subnasally or A point. You've heard of SNA, Selenosion A point, is always forward of a line that you can construct when you draw from the sella turcica, where the pituitary gland is, to the junction of the forehead and nasal bone, okay? And then you drop a perpendicular down in front of A point, okay, or behind it, preferably behind it. The A point is always ahead of that in perpendicular to Frankfurt. I'm sorry, I said SN. It's to Frankfurt, the external auditory meatus, or the eye, the ear hole, and infra orbitali of the eye. So that's Frankfurt horizontal, and you drop from nasion a perpendicular to that line. A point in every single skull that we've looked at any age prior to the Industrial Revolution, that A point is way ahead. That means that there's anterior tongue space. Now, there's also the cheekbones are much wider. So we know cheekbone width correlates with room for the tongue because it's also the skeletal transverse and how to measure. So I've learned how to measure and diagnose transverse deficiency without the presence of a dental crossbite. You can do it skeletally. That's been known for almost 100 years. So those are the two main things: is the width at the cheekbones, and then in profile, that point underneath the nose is just way forward. In modern skulls, it's all behind. The cheekbones are narrow, and that A point is behind that end perpendicular line.
Okay, great. Then the next question here is, how do you talk to parents who've been told by their pediatrician that their child will grow out of it?
I usually tell even pediatricians and parents the analogy between ophthalmology. You would never hear a pediatrician, primary care physician, family physician, or a developmental ophthalmologist say to the parents of a child, a 4-year-old with high myopia, meaning severe nearsightedness, you know what? Save up your money for glasses because she'll need them to drive a car. Um, and most parents, if that ever happened, are you kidding? Why wouldn't you fix my child's eyesight now? There's all kinds of things that can go wrong with my kid if you don't do this. It's a sound, medically defensible analogy. So that's what I say to parents. If they say that to me, that they've been told by an orthodontist, because some orthodontists really believe that. I'm not saying they all do. If you haven't listened to Mike DeLuke, he is an orthodontist who has something called the Doc Podcast, and he interviews orthodontists and myofunctional therapists and what we call primary care general dentists like yourself, Julia. In fact, you should. I'm going to recommend to Mike that you go on the Doc Podcast. Have you been invited there yet? Because you really need to go on. You've got a lot to contribute. But yeah, that is something that's just really important. And again, I'm not indicting the orthodontic profession or orthodontists. It's their curriculum that
For
is
sure. For sure.
tell people can grow out of it. Oh, just wait till age 7. Try to bring them in before 7, but certainly no later than 7. Are you kidding? That's
Yeah.
ludicrous. In light of what we know and in light of what has been known for over 100 years in the medical and dental literature going back to the 19th century. Uh, so any
Perfect.
other question?